Hey guys, what's going off? My name is Chris the Big Snowman, and today we are looking at Team Deathmatch, and not just Team Deathmatch, how to play Team Deathmatch in a sort of way that you are actually practicing to become better at the game. Because Team Deathmatch is, I really want to say it's not an objective game. I mean it is, because the objective is to get the most kills, and whichever team gets the most kills wins. But I really want to think about, or get you guys to think about this in a way that's sort of like completely different to how you should think about it as it being a game mode. So I think like things like that, you know, you practicing with the headshots, you're practicing with your Magnum and you're trying to get better with it, and you think, right, I'm going to set myself in a position where I can kind of snipe people with my Magnum. I'm going to try and get used to the gun, figure out how much bullet drop there is on it, and that way when you go into a game mode like Rush or Small Conquest or Conquest or whatever, you know that gun inside out. You haven't just switched to it out of nowhere from having no experience of using the weapon before, and it's just an all-round, it's going to help you become better at the game. Team Deathmatch, if you think about this in like a sort of a mental way and think, right, this is a map and it's got certain areas on it, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a game and I'm going to try and hold off this position, or I'm going to try and keep pushing from one position to another. Good example of what I use Team Deathmatch for is I try and be a lot more aggressive than a lot of other players are. Like, I will try and get into their spawn area and I will try and catch them off guard, and I'll try and get that back rage on. And that's what you see a couple of times in this video. I'm always trying to push. I'm never really camping on a spot, and if I am, it's usually because I'm trying to camp a spot. there is no like sort of like you're forcing me to do this. Team Deathmatch has a lot of options in it and a lot of different situations that you can put yourself in to practice with. A good example is, imagine that this is Domination, because it's exactly the same map as what it is on Domination. It's got all the same areas. It's essentially the same thing, but with no flags on it. And when there is no objective, when there are people that aren't really trying to be on the flag, you can experiment with different positions and where you think you should be in relativity to the other players. So, say that this had, I think B flag was on there, then, you know, holding that B flag, going up to the A room now, and I'm making sure that there's nobody else down there. As you can see, everybody's lit up on the map, and it's just like a good game. It's a good game for me because I can see all the bad guys. I'm practicing what I want to practice, and I'm getting what needs to be done. I do play with a lot of different weapons in this round, or in these rounds, because I was a bit bored of the ace. I was a bit sort of like, I really want to try something that's going to challenge myself. And you'll probably also notice that in the background, these are all American servers, and it was just that I jumped on. It was late night, and I jumped on to play with someone from Rowdy Gaming called Commander Stewie, and yeah, there was a lot of moments of rage where I was just sort of like, this netcode is so ugly, it's unbelievable. But yeah, 42-17 on that match. So for all you guys that say, oh, I can't do anything because my ping, everybody else get her ping, go fuck yourself. Thank you. So as you can see, I mean, I do pretty well on this, and I am in an American server, and everybody else has like, you know, really low pings. I've got like 150 to 180 maybe. So yeah, for those of you that bitch and moan about it, please do not. There is no reason for you to bitch and moan. You can do well in it if you try. This is proof. So this is another round where I was trying to snipe a little bit more. I never normally snipe, and when I do, I kind of go on these little streaks. So I'm sort of like, I'll either, well, it'll always start off really bad. Let me just put it that way. I'm always sort of like, you know, trying to gauge my aim, trying to gauge how much bullet drop is there on this weapon, how much do I need to aim in front of the guy that's running, and just a lot of like judgments that need to be sort of like balanced before I get used to the weapon. So in this round, I had a couple of good shots that I pulled off with the sniper, a couple of little streaks, and I also had quite a few. I switched, I think, to the CZ at some point in it when I was trying to push a specific part of the map. And as you can see, I'm just camping it out here. I'm just trying to get as many kills as I can with the sniper rifle. I generally, so this is the part that I was trying to push. Previous to this, I died like 6 times trying to get to this part, and I knew it was their spawn. So this is why I was trying to push it. I was just sort of like, right, I know this is their spawn, and there's going to be a lot of people down here. I think eventually, on the second time that I push here, I do actually break through, but then I didn't realise that there'd be so many people there. I think there's like 8 people, 10 people, just all spread out, spawning in. Bad idea. I just literally had it in my head that that was my goal for this match, and I wanted to do that, and so that's what I did pretty much. I mean, I spent all of this round literally looking into their spawn and trying to get as many kills as I could. It was quite funny. There was quite a few moments on this map where people were sort of like, well, this is dodgy, why has this guy got such a high ping, and yet he's sort of like, you know, quite high up in the leaderboard or whatnot. So it was quite fun. Fun with the CZ again. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the CZ. Sometimes I love it, and most of the time I don't. It's a hard gun for me to get along with. A lot of people do play with it, and it is a pretty fun gun to use, I'll admit, but sometimes it just doesn't work for me. Most of the time, I'm going to say. I think there's a little bit in here where I'm actually using the M16A4, and I used to be really good with it. That was pre-patch, and unfortunately since they patched it, I've still not really used it as much because it feels like it's a way too different to use. Again, trying to get that back rage on, but unsuccessful, very unsuccessful. And here's a couple of clips also from a map, well, Zavod, where I was trying to work in the positions on B flag, not B flag, sorry, I think this is C flag, yeah. So I'm always constantly trying to think about, right, where's my cover, where can I cover myself on this bit, how can I get as many kills as I can without actually dying. And that's really my main thought with Team Deathmatch while I'm playing. That's all the things that are going through my mind. I'm always sort of like, all right, well, there's a guy that keeps killing me, and it's because I keep going to the same position. What can I do to change this? Or, you know, I mean, I'm not going into it as in depth as I am explaining it on this video. I'm kind of like over exaggerating things so that they sound a little bit more easier to understand, but they're just miniature thoughts that I have while I'm in a game. They're sort of like things that just swing by me, and I'm thinking, right, well, it's common sense, you know, if a guy can see me, jump into cover, he can't see me. Things like that. Here I'm having some fun with the M16A4 again. Again, maybe I might start using it again, but I'm not 100% sure. It's so, you have to be so dead on with your bullets. Like there, it just jammed up because I misclicked, and it's such a bad thing in my eyes that if something just jams up on you like that, it's kind of like, it's retarded. Like, why did they even have that in the game? There's a lot of guns that are fully automatic that can go semi, and they don't tend to jam up. I think they jam up, maybe they jam up, but not anywhere near as bad as the M16A4 is. There's a hefty penalty if you mess up with that gun. That's what I don't like about it. This guy, oblivious. As I said, I just like to get in between people, get behind them, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I might leave you with a couple of clips on this before I go, because there's only like a couple more clips, and I think that's pretty much all I've got to give advice on, to be honest, with Team Deathmatch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is it. So yeah, try it, guys. Go into a couple of TDM servers, see what you can do with your KDs and stuff, and maybe even just go in with that sort of an objective in mind. Say, right, I'm going to try and get the biggest KD that I can out of it this round. I'm going to try and just hold off one section of the map. I'd probably turn off chat, because there's going to be a lot of people posting shit like, oh, this guy's a camper. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're winning the game for your team, and that is basically all that counts, unless you're going into train, which is what I use it for. So I hope you guys learned something from this today, and if you did, please drop a like on the video down below, and I will see you on the next video, guys. I've been Chris the Big Snowman. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.